Hey everybody, Eric here. It's Wednesday. That means new comic book day, and we're going to go over the stuff that I got at the comic book store today. So most of this was on my pull list, but there's some surprises and some other things. So let's just dive right in. We're going to start with Batman Urban Legends issue 5. There are all sorts of cool covers. I went with Red Hood because I'm a big Red Hood fan. This is an anthology book. There's 4 stories in it. I'm not going to go over all the different creators and everything. We've got part 5 of 6, though, of a Red Hood Batman story, part 2 of 3 of a Tim Drake, part 5 of 5 of Grifter, and then there's a little Batgirls story that's standalone. It's not going to continue. Anyway, this has been a really good book. Chip Zdarsky is writing the main story. He's fantastic. As a matter of fact, we're going to hear his name a few more times today. But yeah, Batman Urban Legends. Next up, Spider-Man, Spider's Shadow, number 4, written by Chip Zdarsky. There we go. And you can see that's a what if. Let's see. Artist, Pascal Ferry. Love that guy. Great what if book. What if mini-series, which is basically what if Peter Parker had never broken off from Venom or the symbiote, or what if he had bonded with the symbiote, I guess is better. It says it right here. What does it say? Well, that just says, what if Spider-Man had kept the black suit? Great story. Then we have Dynamite Lives, issue 2. Fred Van Lent is the writer. Vincenzo Caratu, I don't know how you say his name, is the artist. Love that zombie cover. Got some Red Sonja, some Ashley J. Fun book. It's a follow-up to Dynamite. Was the first miniseries. All right, let's skip this one for the moment, and we will talk about The Silver Coin, issue 4. This is a horror anthology. I believe the last time I mentioned this, I said it was a different writer and artist every time, but it's a different writer every time. The same artist. Michael Walsh is the artist on all of them. Jeff Lemire is the writer of this one, which has a science fiction bent. It's going to take place in 2467. They've all been pretty good. The last issue, issue 3, I think was the weakest. Issues 1 and 2 were really good. We'll see how this one is. I say weakest, but it was still entertaining. Rorschach. I believe this is number 10. Where is the number on this? Issue 10. This is Tom King and someone. Jorge Fornes. I'm horrible with these names. This is a Black Label book. There it is up there. Not my favorite. I've mentioned this before. I think I need to read the whole thing once I have all the issues. I think whenever someone's trying to write something related to Watchmen, they try too hard to write it like it's the Watchmen. So there's been some interesting twists and turns in this, but it hasn't pulled me in like other Tom King stories, other Black Label stories. But I dig that cover. All right, so now these were not on my pull list. This may have been. I can't remember if I added it or not. This is the 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. I grabbed the first issue off, issue 2. Did I mention that? I had grabbed the first issue off the shelf just to check it out. I may have asked them to add it to my pull list. I don't recall. But it was good, so I picked up the second issue. This is Kyle Starks and Chris Schweizer. But Trigger Keaton, just a complete douchebag actor who died, and his 6 sidekicks are trying to figure out if he was murdered or not, and there's infighting and stuff. It's a lot of fun. This one was not on my pull list. This is, I don't know what it's called. It's from Skybound, who are the same people that did, I haven't been telling you publishers, but Skybound did this. This is a little anthology book. It's yeah, it's got a chapter 2 in it, so I don't know exactly what this is. But anyway, it's got 4 stories in it. The reason I grabbed it is because it has a Stillwater story. I think you can see that right there. By Chip Zdarsky. Stillwater is a comic that I get. So I grabbed this so I could at the very least, read that Stillwater story. But it's got like Rick Grimes 2000. But it says Chapter 2, so I don't know where Chapter 1 is. But it's like a science fiction version of The Walking Dead. And it's got some other stuff. So we'll see how it is. I just picked it up, as I said, for that Stillwater. Now, this was a big surprise. This is something I ordered a long time ago. And I was told, since Diamond distributors weren't coming through, or whomever, actually, I don't know where this would have come from. They ordered it straight from Penguin Random House. This is Swamp Thing, The Bronze Age, Volume 3. I kind of wish all the covers looked like this. Volumes 1 and 2 have this thing on the bottom that, not my favorite. But there's a bunch of Swamp Thing. What do we got? Saga of Swamp Thing 1 through 19, and Saga of Swamp Thing Annual number 1. There's all the covers. But I'm a huge Swamp Thing fan. Love the Bronze Age stuff. Yeah, so happy to have this added to my collection. And then finally, just some things I picked up from the Comic Shop's live videos. I got Shogun Warriors number 1. Cost me $3. It's a little more than the 35-cent cover price. I dig this kind of stuff. I think I had these back in the day. This does have it's got a board on the back, but there's a little piece torn out of the back cover, which is no big deal because I'm not buying these for resale value or anything. I just want to reread this book, and I'll probably stick it up on the wall. So there you go. And then finally, if you've watched any of these videos before, you would have seen something like this before. This is a certified Bensy set. Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 1, which is 1963 to 1998. It includes issues 1 to 441, and it's only missing issues 1 through 441. And then it's got a picture of Amazing Spider-Man number 1 and 441. So these are just these goofy things that they do. They auction them off. The money goes to charity. The last one, one of their customers had a friend whose dog needed surgery, so they were giving money for that. And then this one, they said they'll either do that again, or if that's taken care of, they're going to donate to the ASPCA or one of those animal places. So the money's going to a good cause, and it's just kind of fun to contribute. So yeah, there's that. Just something silly. That's it. It was not a big week. The Swamp Thing threw me off a little bit because it was not on my list of things that were supposed to come in this week. It was a surprise. So it would have been an even smaller week for me. But there you go. Those are the comics I picked up this week. I've got a clear stack. I finished all of last week's comics. So I'm going to dive right in. The Swamp Thing isn't going to get read right away. But let's see. Here, I'll tell you how I do these things. I look at it, and this is probably going to go with... Well, I can tell you right now, Rorschach's going on the bottom. It's kind of a sad thing, but that's the way it goes. I think Dynamite Lives is going to go on top. I'll read that one first. And then the Spider-Man Spider's Shadow. And then Silver Coin, just because the Batman Urban Legends is a square bound, it's a little bigger. And then the 6 Sidekicks. Then this thing, whatever the hell it's called. And then Rorschach is going last. Poor Rorschach. So that's the order I'm going to read these in. That's what I do every week. Put them in order. Going over there. And I'll read through those. So there you go. That's my poll list. Let's see. I want a question of the week, a question of the video. So since this is all about comic books, we're going to go with the most basic comic book question there is. Marvel or DC? Which do you prefer? Now, I'm talking about comic books, but if you want, you can throw in movies or TV, cartoon movies, whatever. But basically, we're not getting into characters, because that's going to come later. Although you can talk about whatever the hell you want. But basically, it's just, do you prefer Marvel or do you prefer DC? And why? And if anybody participates, then you'll get my answer. I'm not going to tell you in the video. If you want to know, you're going to have to get in the comments. So if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comics, board games, and fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. That's all I've got. So until next time, read more books.